Yeah, welcome to Smooth Rider Live. Oh, here we go. It's the Paul Mark and the Tech Guys show here on 98.9 Northwest FM. Great to have you company. And we're back in the chair. And how awesome it is here on this Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, minus the technical issues. But I think we sorted it all out. I think we can hear each other. It's great having you join us out there in 989 land and also on tuning.com and on Facebook land. It's also great to have you. Paul Mark and the Tech Guy. A discussion between three blokes and a little bit of technical challenge there in a podcast form, radio show discussion, taking everything community, sports, current and controversial news, and of course the tech. We're looking for the Tech Guy saying, giving us a little bit of an overview shortly, but don't forget, don't go anywhere because like tonight we have got a wonderful guest we're going to introduce shortly. We've also got a brand new segment on the show. It's Mark's Rant, coming up in the hour, and the very awesome and the very famous Top 7 at 7 with our wonderful guest this evening. Paul, Mark and the Tech Guy, 989, love having you on board. And Marcus, how you doing? Good to see you.
Mate, I'm feeling pumped, mate. It's great to see that little intro we had, and it was a bit hotter when we did that. I've got the T-shirt on tonight, but feeling pretty warm in here, mate. And Julio, it's good to see you, buddy. You're looking pretty trim tonight.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Yeah, I'm looking after myself, or trying to. See how we go. See how the episode goes. It should be good tonight.
I think we're going to have a lot of fun,
boys. I hate to say it, but in terms of hair, we haven't got a lot between us.
No.
Are you talking? Oh, obviously between you two guys, because I mean I've got a bit of hair. I mean I sort of like seem to round that up pretty well. I think. Well, I'll talk about someone. I mean, we've got a lovely guest this evening with us. Let me introduce to you Marissa Pagliarello. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Great to have you on board with us tonight on the Paul Mark and the Tech Guy show. How are you, Marissa?
I am so good. Thank you so much for having me.
I'll tell you what, we're privileged to have you. You're making us look good, and because you're a marketing manager, I think you're going to even help us even more tonight because how we market ourselves, present ourselves, and you're also in the health area. So it's going to be a bit of a focus tonight is around health. We're really keen to hear from you, understand a bit more about you and the whole health stuff. And I must admit today, Julio, you might be surprised, but I went to one of the oppositions to Marissa's organisation. I went to a place called Kiza, which I think is the big opposition for Pilates. Would that be right, Marissa?
Look, I'm going to be honest. I've never heard of Kiza.
You never? What?
No.
Kiza. Well, it's
one of those
we're not a big opposition then. Keys is not making that much impact into the market.
I don't think so. No, never heard of it. I have to look into it, do competitor analysis. I've got a competitor analysis I need to do this week, so maybe I'll look.
All right. Well, look, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself? What do you do? Who are you?
All right. So, oh my gosh, where do I start? I am... So I'm in marketing, as you mentioned. I work for a Pilates education provider called Unite Health. So we're the leading Pilates education provider in Australia. So I absolutely love my job. And it works really well because I'm really into health and well-being. So I sort of started that journey maybe like, about 7 years ago. I really struggled with mental health. I had quite severe depression, severe anxiety. I wasn't really able to work. I wasn't really able to do a lot. I had a lot of mental health that was going on for me. So I found that the way that I got out of that sort of really rough patch in my life was health and well-being. So I jumped into meditation, mindfulness. I started doing yoga, and it completely transformed my life. Like from where I was, which was like, in the darkest places of my life, I could not see a way out. It was just like slowly through these techniques, through mindfulness and my like just prioritizing my health and well-being. I didn't prioritize self-care at all. And like now I'm all into that industry. I advocate for it. I put myself first in terms of my mental health and well-being. I dance. I got into samba, Brazilian samba, like maybe 4 years ago, and I'm obsessed. So I'm like constantly dancing, moving my body. So doing all the right things, and like just the change in my mental health is just absolutely phenomenal. So that's why I'm like such a big advocate for that space. So yeah.
Well, I was speaking to Julio the other day, and he was talking about this Zumba thing you're talking about, that he really wanted to get into it and thought that could be one of his new hobbies. So I think it's just great you're here. Can you just explain to Julio what this Zumba thing's all about? Because it was just ironic that he was talking about it the other day, and here you are. I can't believe it.
Okay, well, Julio, Zumba. Look, it's there's a bit of similarities to samba. It's still very different. It's completely.
No, he did mention Zumba. I think it was Zumba he was talking about. It's exactly what you're talking about. He wants to do. So how would Julio go about it?
Okay, so Julio, I highly recommend coming to our classes. I dance at Fisica, this amazing samba school on Monday nights, and this amazing samba school called Blocko on Tuesday nights. And it's really all about the hips. You really need to just move the hips, sway the hips, and then the feet. It's very sensual and energetic. It's really cool. So maybe start there, and maybe you progress.
Okay, that's Loco or
pardon?
Was Loco? What was the place?
So Blocko
yep.
On Tuesday night, and then you've got Fisica Dance, another amazing Brazilian samba teacher on Monday nights as well. So highly recommend you pop in because we need more dance.
Paul, what do you reckon about Julio? Do you reckon you'd be really good moving the hips around and that sensual stuff? That sounds like Julio, doesn't it?
Well, look, absolutely, Matt. I would say Julio and I would do really well with it. I'd worry about you, Mark, because I don't think you would sort of get that groove going. I mean, we can do the groove. Can we, Marissa? Can you give us
the groove? Can you just give us a bit of a demonstration? Because Julio's right into this. I can't believe he mentioned it to me yesterday, and you're talking about it today.
It's sort of it's hips. It's like it's like like this, and then you're moving the hips side to side.
Come on, Julio, get into it, mate.
Action.
I wish I could.
Lock the hips. Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Well, I think we're onto something here. I think we're solving some of Julio's biggest problems and really what he wants to do in his life. Julio, you must be just so ecstatic that consequence happens, and here we are tonight talking about something that you're really wanting to get into.
Amazing.
Yes, dance. I want to get into dance.
Perfect. We need more male dancers, please. We highly encourage male dancers to come to school. So.
I'm there. We're there. Julio, you and I were there.
Okay. I'll come. Yes.
You get to wear
big. Can you just tell us a bit more about Pilates? What is Pilates? Because
what is it?
I'm going to something. I mean, you are obviously the leader in your field because you're not even worried about the opposition. You don't even know anything about the opposition. But what's Pilates in your mind? What does Pilates do? Why would you go to Pilates for?
Okay, so Pilates is really about strengthening, improving mobility. It's about injury prevention. It's honestly huge at the moment. So it's really interesting. Like as a yoga teacher, I've definitely seen that yoga has sort of dipped a little bit. Pilates is just taking the world by storm, taking Australia by storm. So the benefits are amazing. It's, like I said, it just improves not only your physical health, but your mental health as well. But just the strength is incredible. And the fact that it is really good for rehab. We do a lot of clinical Pilates as well. So I've just seen so many people come in with so many ailments, so many injuries, and have just absolutely thrived basically. So working closely. I wasn't big into Pilates, but honestly, working in Pilates, it's just unbelievable. I can see why it's huge right now. So it's huge.
And is it on machines or is it what is it like?
So look, you can do there's mat Pilates, which is obviously on the mat, and that's more like using your body, like a lot of stretching, a lot of sort of dynamic movement. But we also have the reformer, so that's the sort of machines, and then you can like add a weight or like take off a weight, and that's all about like mobility. That's all about like the more strength training as well. So there's the mat component and there's the reformer component, which are both really really good.
So Marissa, did you mention just before Mark Pilates? Was it or Mark Pilates?
Mark Pilates. Oh no, Matt. Did I say Matt Pilates?
Matt Pilates. Okay, Mark Pilates. I thought you mentioned Mark Pilates.
Maybe
Mark,
I don't know.
You're in for this one, mate.
Does anyone learn Pilates here?
Yeah, no one does. No, I've heard about it.
Julio, it's great to have Chris just saying good day to us, which is great. And welcome to all our listeners tonight. We want to hear from you tonight. Anyone out there doing Pilates? It'd be good to know if anyone's out there doing Pilates or if you want to do Pilates, or you've got any questions about your health tonight.
Yeah, jump on.
I think Pilates is not a bad thing, Julio. Have you done Pilates?
No, but I wouldn't mind seeing you in one of these poses in this machine. So it's pretty good.
Oh, how good is that?
Yeah, I can see myself there. That's not the mat Pilates, that's the machine one.
Yeah, you're right. That's it. You guys got it. I love that.
Oh, not bad, mate. Not bad at all.
All right. Well, I think we can't overbook Julio. He's already going to do the dancing, the samba. Is it samba?
Brazilian samba.
Yeah.
I think you need to get a photo of that. Once you see the costumes that you guys can potentially wear, I think you're going to be really.
Julio, put the photo up for us, mate. Put it up.
Yeah,
Julio's wearing. He wears all sorts of stuff, Julio. So he'd be right into that. He wants to do a bit of pole dancing as well. Is pole dancing included or not?
Oh, no, unfortunately, no. We don't do that one.
Oh, sorry, Julio. No pole dancing, mate.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, damn. There you go.
Yeah, mate. It's all good.
Now, Marissa, I just want to explore this thing again about mental health and depression and exercise and the yoga stuff. Like, so many people out there have got mental health issues. It's just unbelievable how many people are suffering from anxiety, from depression, really down on their mental health. Can you just run us through how what you're doing really impacted on your mental health in a positive way?
I think, okay. So there's like a few elements. Definitely like it helped me to, what my trigger was for my, like there was a few events that happened that like really like, made my anxiety sort of just take control of my life. But more so stress. So stress was like a huge factor in my life. And my dad had a stroke a few years ago, and that also really helped my like sort of entering into this world because he was such a stress head. And so he had this major stroke, and that was like a huge wake-up call, not only for him, because thank God he survived, but he was like, that's it. I'm gonna like completely like, prioritize myself, my mental health and well-being. And that sort of, I saw what happened to my father and thought like, actually, I'm not going to let that happen to me as well. So it was like that, the health and well-being, it was like, okay, techniques to help manage stress, because that was contributing to this anxiety and this, this depression. And also in terms of just like just taking space, like to breathe, just like spending a few moments, even if it's like 5 or 10 minutes at the start of your day or the end of your day, makes such a huge difference. You just have time to process the day. You have time to like, to breathe. Your body feels grounded. We're constantly stimulated. So like our bodies are always on. Our nervous system is always on. And this can be so detrimental to our health. Like our cortisol levels are so high, our stress levels are so high, and then we just like burn out. Our bodies just can't take that. So what meditation does and what yoga does is it just like resets you. That way, like you can think clearly, you can be more grounded. So there's so many benefits. And I remember like going to the doctors and I was like, oh my God, I need to get out of this. And, I'm freaking out. And it was just like, I 100%, not against medication or anything like that. But, every time the doctors were like, okay, medicate. I was like, I just want to try something else first before I go down that path. And yeah, it's hard work because it's really hard to like get into that sort of stuff. Like just to sit still and to close your eyes and to breathe for 5 minutes is so difficult. But once you start doing it, you get the hang of it and you can just feel the change in your body. But yeah, so I think it's so important. And yeah, I've seen the benefits firsthand. That's why, yeah, I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, sorry, Mark, we're here. We're talking Get Healthy with Marissa Pagliarello for a 98.9 Northwest Devon. Paul, Mark, and the Tech Guys show. We're just really interested in breaking down those. How do we just remove that? We've got some feedback from some of our listeners on Facebook land. I do encourage our guys here at 989 to jump on board. On Facebook, there you got some comments from Christopher. How do you handle stress or anxiety, Marissa? What are the top 4 tips? Well done, Chris. Maybe we can chew a couple of those, Marissa, if you're available to do that. And also some comments from Tina. So what's your maybe top 2, Marissa, on breaking that down?
Okay, so top 2, 100% for me, it's movement. Like I move my body every single day. And it is the absolute number one thing for me that helps with my stress. There is no doubt about it. It's become habitual now. So I feel, like, yeah, I feel such a difference if I don't move. So I really heavily rely on movement. Even if it's yoga, I go to the gym 4 times a week. I walk a lot with my dog, but movement is, I cannot, just say it more enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it really helped me. So movement, 100%. It's really hard because like there's so many tips. Like definitely moving my body. Probably I would probably say meditation if I'm honest. Like meditation. Oh my gosh, just 5 minutes every morning or every night, and just like connecting to your breath has just made the biggest difference. You just feel everything start to sort of slowly decrease. And there's so many apps now as well. Like you got Headspace. I used Insight Timer, which is like absolutely amazing. So yeah, Insight Timer 100%. But just 5 to 10 minutes, you just start to have a bit more control, of your mental health, your anxiety. You can think clear. So they're probably the 2 major ones. Yeah, for sure.
Really good points, Marissa, because I do a lot of walking, and I especially do that for obviously a little bit of relax and also some the good health. But when I don't do it, I really feel like I need to get out and actually go and walk. I want to go out and walk. I want to de-stress. I want to just look at the nature and stuff like that. So it's interesting you say that how important it is to move.
And let's just put Tina's first comment back up again because she started off with exercise as well. So exercise classes. And also, I reckon this one, she's made a good point about laughing, having a bit of fun, which is what we're trying to do on the show, is really good. And then she's gone down and said that you need to find out what motivates you to move, music, dance, sunshine, walking. And that sort of relates to what you're saying, Paul, a bit of sunshine and walking and that, that's all good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
And I think that's like how I felt with Samba, like finding Samba as well, this incredible community of passionate dancers. I spent so much time with them. The social aspect, the moving your body, like you're so right, Tina, like 120%. That exercise, community, socializing and laughter. And it's interesting you say that because I'm really into the like longevity stuff, like the blue zones. I study that a lot. I've got a grandfather who is a machine. He's 88 and like, oh my God, he's like an absolute just gun at everything. He's amazing. My uncle is 100 as well. So I've got an uncle who's 100. Wow. And his secret, I always say like, what is your secret or what? And he honestly is like, I laugh every single day. That is my secret.
Yeah.
I laugh every day. So spot on, Tina.
And you think when Julio goes to your Zumba stuff, is he going to connect well with the people there? Like, are they his sort of people? What sort of people? Because I know Julio's a bit nervous about going. Do you reckon he'll fit in?
Why are you nervous, Julio?
Yeah, if you're open-minded, Julio, like, it's a lot of Brazilians, a lot of Latinos. I mean, is that your background?
Yeah, I'm Chilean.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's all about. I mean,
You fit right in.
Beautiful. No, I think you're going to fit in. Yeah, for
mate,
sure.
You found your family, mate. I've solved your problems yet again, Julio.
I know. Yes, exactly. Yeah, there we go.
As long as you can shake it, that's the number one thing.
Shake it.
I'm not gonna shake it,
We haven't
okay.
seen him doing that yet. But yeah, I love this thing about moving. It's the motivation, Paul, to to do it. I suppose you've just got to get motivated, don't you?
You do. You really got to pick it up and go with it, and don't stop. Don't let anything come against you from doing it. Maintain it, continue it, and you'll find you get into this routine. You just absolutely enjoy it.
So, Marissa, tell us about how you get this motivation to do the exercise. You go to the gym all the time. You go to this dancing stuff. You're doing your yoga, your headspace. I mean, doing a lot of stuff. You must be very motivated. Where do we find that motivation? Which cupboard do we go to? Do we need to take a pill? Like, where do you get it from?
I do have a lot of energy. Every time people look at my schedule, like, what the hell? Like, I dance 4 times a week. I'm gym every day. Like, I'm just always doing something, but I thrive off that. And I think, honestly, good sleep. Like, I'm like a sleep crazy person where it's like, I have to have my 8 hours. Like, that is fundamental with my mental health. So it's like good sleep, like eating really well, and just like, yeah, just being like conscious of the stuff that I'm eating. I know, like, if I'm eating a lot of, like, and I indulge all the time, of course, it's fun, but like, there are, mostly I like a bit of a routine. I like to like make sure I'm be healthy, have my 8 hours sleep. And honestly, I just get like a lot of energy every day. And I just sort of, I wake up and I'm like, okay, like, I just have a bit of a self-talk to myself, or I'll listen to a meditation. Yeah, I'm really into stoicism. Like, that really helped with my mental health as well. Like, I read a lot of stoic books and all about this, like, challenge, like, just to, you got this. Like, if if it doesn't challenge you, you're not going to grow, and like all that sort of stuff helps me get out of bed.
Well, Julio, you've been a bit quiet, mate. What's going on for you, mate?
Yeah, a bit concerned about you, Julio.
You're a bit nervous about joining. I mean, maybe Paul can go with you. I don't know, but
you want me to do the first Monday with you, mate?
Yeah, might as well do it together. Yeah, that's it.
I don't mind dancing, moving the hips a little bit. Yeah, so
that's it. Yeah, I'll go from there. Yes.
Well, Tina reckons you should leave the phone in the car or at home. I mean, that's probably part of it, isn't it? Not taking the phone with us.
That's a good part. Yeah.
Yeah, very good part.
Yeah. I love that.
100%.
Come on, Julio, what are you getting out of this, mate? You're just not giving much tonight. What's going on for you?
Oh, tonight I'm just taking it all in. I'm actually writing a lot of notes here about dancing and how I need to get into dancing, apparently. And Pilates, that sounds good too, actually.
I mean, do you think I've been a great role model for you, Julio, around this movement stuff? Because, I'm always moving and, like...
moving and shaking.
Do you think I'm a good role model for you?
You are, but I just probably got to get you off the chair to move first.
Okay.
So
wait for the segment in the next half hour, mate. Mark's rant. I think you'll enjoy that movement.
So go from there. Yeah, that's it.
Tell you what. All right, Melissa. Well, look, I know you're spending all your time in the gym, going to yoga classes, all this meditation. I mean, it sounds like more than a full-time job. Is there anything else in your life that is happening apart from yoga? Pilates?
No, well, that's pretty. I'm studying health and wellbeing. I'm at uni doing a bit of a course there that's helping as well. I'd love to get into like doing something in like the like active aging space. Like, I'm pretty passionate about, the long-term effects of like doing all this now, basically. And the fact is, like, we can age better. And I look at my grandfather as an example of what he did when he was younger, and like through his life, that's made him an 88-year-old that's like constantly hiking and camping and like doing all the things. So so uni at the moment, on top of everything else, is giving me a little bit of maybe something to look forward to in terms of like maybe changing my career path later down the track.
Nice.
Doing something with in the aged care space I'd like to do.
All right. Now, look, I've helped Julio out tonight, and I'm really trying to help him, but I've also got to help my old mate Paul, and he needs a few marketing tips. He runs a little business called Social Engine. It's around catering. As a marketeer, what advice would you give Paul around marketing? What's the whole thing about marketing a product? What would be your number one tip there to help the old mate Paul there with his social media
Number one
business?
tip. Number one tip.
You got to know your audience. You got to know them back to front. You got to know them. You got to speak to them. You got to have amazing content, like engaging content. Make sure those pictures are really good. Lots of videos. Reels are huge. So, a big presence on social media is integral to your marketing.
Integral. That's it. There you go, Marcus.
Mate. See, I tell you what, you blokes owe me. You both owe me. What did you pick up from that, Paul? What was the main thing you picked up there, mate?
Oh, social media, mate. Absolutely. Audience, speaking, engagement, and social media presence, videos, reels. Absolutely, Marissa, you're 100% on money. Yeah. So, Marcus, we'll meet tomorrow morning at 9 and we'll go through a whole plan. That's pretty hectic. But you're spot on. You've got to know your audience and really engage and what's your offer. Offer's got to be clear and obviously exciting. Why do they want to?
But it's not all about the likes, is it, Marissa? I mean, is it what? How do you know you got engagement on social media? What? How can you tell that?
Well, I mean, you want an engaged audience. You do. You want people that are commenting and liking. You want your numbers to grow. You want views on your reels. Look, reels are video content is where it's at if you want to do well in that space. And sort of, it's hard because there's a lot of. I struggle sometimes. There's so many trending stuff, and it's constantly changing. But we perform better if we are on the trending stuff as well. So it's hard to keep up, but there's so much stuff out there. Like you can look at templates and you look at, just even like raw, funny, like comedy stuff is, you guys having a laugh, whatever, just doing a reel, like that stuff is really engaging. Like people can see they care. Like it's interesting. It's gone from like, the polished and professional stuff. It's now very much like we want the raw, we want like behind the scenes and stuff.
Real stuff, yeah? Real.
Yeah, we want real stuff. Yeah.
And you to maintain being on top of the edge, if you want to call it, or being on point, you must be researching, doing a lot of research all the time. Obviously, a lot of conferences, what's going on, what's new, looking at a lot of content. Would that be right in saying that, Marissa?
100%. So like constantly going to like, webinars or sessions or summits or whatever it is, and just it's full on, but it's constantly changing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, how about when we come back, we want to challenge Marissa on maybe some tips for Mark on his social media side.
Yes.
I think they did some great things, and also maybe a tip for the great man, the tech guy, on his dance moves when we come back after this with Marissa. Paul Mark and the tech guy. We're talking get healthy. We're really encouraged with our listeners and our guides out there on Facebook land jumping in and saying hi. Don't forget to jump on and say something. Send us a comment, and if you want to ask Marissa a question, now's your time to do it. Or you can contact us here at the station at 989. We'll go for a break, and we'll be right back with Marissa, Paul, Mark, and the tech guy shortly.
All right, mate. So we're going to have our own little catch up while Paul's out there having a break at a radio station. I think that social stuff, Julio's quite interesting on social media. Is it Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or we're going TikTok? I mean, what sort of where are we at with all this?
Depends your audience. Like if your demographic's older, then you're looking at Facebook. Our demographic is about 25 to 45. So we're Instagram, like we're strictly Instagram. We don't really like do Facebook or LinkedIn. So it just depends on your age group. And then once you sort of have that down pat, then I guess like what are your goals? Like what's something, do you want to grow your audience or more, you know what I mean? Like think about your goals. Is that and then like
so maybe like advertising the radio show, Julio should do a little reel on it, and that would be a good suggestion, would it?
Yeah, like a funny reel, like your little intro was very nice. Like maybe that bit of behind the scenes, like talk about yourself. Why do people want to listen to your show? Like just really funny, cool, engaging stuff. pop it on Facebook, maybe put some money behind. You can do like paid advertising if you want. That sometimes is good. Or if it's just organic, then yeah, more videos. Like, yeah, video content is key. Yeah.
What do you think, Julio?
No, it sounds like a good idea. It's good to get tips. It's always good to get tips. One thing for you is on my side is basically how would you structure a plan? Like when you're setting up your reels or organizing events, should you have like some sort of like story that you're going to tell over a period of a week, or just doesn't matter?
As in like a plan for your content.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, we because we're such a small business, but there's so much going on all the time. I have a calendar, and I put all my content. I do about 3 months in advance.
Okay.
So I map everything out for 3 months, or you can do like 2 weeks if you want, or a month. So I'll be like, okay, what does my audience want? Okay, do they like, community stuff? So I'll put like cool pictures of people doing Pilates and or their tips. They love education, like what's beneficial in Pilates land and blah, blah, blah. So I map everything out. I schedule it. We've got like a platform that schedules it in. I put some reels in there. Like I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff with the team. And that is just like how we operate. And it's really good. Like it's, like we're always like building and we're growing, but we're consistent. So we post every day. Which is a lot, but
And Marissa, do you make the reels yourself, or is that you do it, or you got a technical person that does it all for you?
We sort of got I don't really. I would love to do like more, but I just don't have the time in my role. Like being like pretty much, I've got me and another girl doing marketing, but she's only like casual, so it's just really hard, like time consuming. So maybe like I get some support from the team. Reels can take a long time, like they're deceiving, like they can actually take ages, so it can be a lot of work, but but just dedicating maybe like I don't know, 3 hours a week or whatever. But that content, funny content. You guys are funny.
Okay.
You guys can do it.
Hopefully, we'll see how we're going.
Well, if you're listening and you got any questions about marketing or any question about health, Marissa's here. She's keen to talk, and it's really great having her on board. We're going to join Paul in about 20 seconds, so get back to the show. But look, we're going to be on to 8 o'clock, so just pop something in the chat. Love to hear from you. What do you find works for you on Facebook? What's your sort of strategy to get out there? Yeah, it's just interesting, isn't it? Posting out there and how it goes. And TikTok, people tell me they put stuff on TikTok and it goes viral. I mean, is that something you use, TikTok?
I should be using TikTok. I feel like it's just too much. Sometimes it's overwhelming. I don't know, like it's a bit overwhelming. I need to be more on TikTok. I post rarely, but like TikTok is important, but still it just depends on your audience, It's very young.
Well, we're back. Just to cut in there, sorry, Marissa, but we're just back here at 98.9 Northwest FM, Paul Mark and the Tech Guy show. We just had Brian Adams, Summer of 69. So I don't know I think Mark likes that song there, but if you like a little bit of Brian Adams here on the Wednesday night show. And we're talking with Marissa Pagliarello, talking Get Healthy and TikTok here on 98.9. Yeah. Now, listen, we want to understand. So you giving Marissa, sorry for cutting in, but were you giving Mark some tips on social media, was it? Go TikTok. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was giving him TikTok tips.
Actually, what she was saying, and you didn't listen, Paul, but she was thinking that maybe you and Julio could do a little dance, or we could video it and put that on TikTok and see if it would go viral.
Well, as long as you, how about the three of us, Mark? How about the three of us? So the Tech Guy, you and me, we'll do the dance. We'll put it on TikTok. Yeah? Ready to go?
It could be good. It could be,
We're just going to keep up with Mark, though. We're going to keep up with Mark.
We can be like those comedians that the three of them.
Oh, sorry, Mark.
Well, look, we're the comedians, eh? We're all the comedians here.
Yep.
Hey, it's time for Top 7 at 7 around 7 here on the show, here on 98.9 Northwest FM. Paul Mark and the Tech Guy. Top 7 around 7.
Let's go.
Take it away. I tell you what, I've got to love it, because if you want to check out that's a really groovy tune, and the little video intro, jump onto Facebook to our Paul Marketing Tech Guy and check it out, because it's pretty cool. We've got Marissa Pagliarello here with us talking Get Healthy, and she's going to help me work through the top around 7. Here are a few effective and tested ways that can help you improve your well-being. So we've been talking tonight about well-being. So number 1 is take proper sleep. And I think you mentioned something earlier, Marissa. So having a good sleep's one tip. This is the number 1.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's essential. Like when we sleep, we reset. Having that 8 hours, I think it's like 6 to 8 hours. Basically, it's like a non-negotiable. I know I listened to a podcast a few years ago about it, and it was pretty life-changing. It was a Joe Rogan one, but it was just, basically it's so important. It's the only time that our body can completely reset. So absolutely number 1.
All right. Also, number 2, eat a balanced diet. So what would be the makeup of a balanced diet? Help us out. Help Mark out, I think.
Yeah. I'm wondering what balance is like. What can we have in the morning for breakfast? Is it toast and eggs or cereal? And
Do you know what? My inspiration for a balanced diet, I look at, once again mentioning my grandfather, and I try to replicate he's got the Mediterranean diet, which has proven to be pretty amazing, and actually contributing to longevity and also better health. But
so can you just tell us what the Mediterranean diet is? Is it all fish, is it?
It's okay. So I think meat is not consumed as much. It is mostly fish, mostly fish and veggies, maybe meat like once a week, but it's like a small breakfast. So maybe like some eggs on toast, like that. Maybe a few snacks through the day, but almonds or nuts or whatever. Fruit, and sort of a big lunch. So I usually have like a pretty big lunch with lots of protein, like my meat, my veggies, my fish or whatever. And then I'll have a really small dinner, so of like yogurt, maybe some honey and stuff like that. So I replicate that from my Greek side, who eat that way and are like extraordinarily healthy. But having that big, nice, wholesome lunch and then like a smallish dinner just can help the digestion. It will improve your sleep. So highly recommend that. But also, that's just from my experience.
Sounds good. What do you think, Mark? You happy with that? You
yeah, mate. I'm pretty close to that. Just add a few items here and there, but not too bad.
Okay, number 3.
I didn't hear your favourite word though. There was no donuts there, Mark. I didn't hear donuts.
Won't tell you what we had for dinner tonight, but it wasn't Mediterranean. It wasn't many hamburgers coming out of the sea, was there, Paul?
Well, it was Mediterranean. The fillet was Mediterranean, but it was just jam-packed with other stuff, So good blend, a really healthy blend. Nice blend there. Bit of salad. Okay, number 3, expose your body to sunlight. I think that's really important. Marissa?
Honestly, it's interesting because I had a conversation with my boss, because I'm obsessed with the sun. I literally work from home outside all the time. And my boss said to me the other day, because everyone at work's been really sick, and my boss is like, how are you not, like, touch wood, I have not been sick in a long time, like maybe 2 years. And I'm like, I think it's actually the sunlight. My boss is like, for sure, it's the sunlight. Vitamin D, like I'm like sun is essential, like always out. That vitamin D, it's proven obviously to help with, strengthen your immunity. So yes, 100% when you can. I think it's like 5 minutes, at least, like, a day or whatever it is, whenever that sun comes out, can sustain you for a very long time. Yeah.
That's awesome. Effective and tested ways that can help you improve your well-being. Number 4, deal with stress. How do we deal with stress? So that'd be a way. Yeah. Dealing. I think you mentioned a bit earlier.
Deal with it. Yeah. So meditation, mindfulness, exercise, better sleep, socializing. I think just even having conversations with, your friends or your family. But yeah, stress it's major. And the more I learn about it, especially like in my field of work, I do a lot of summits and I attend a lot of webinars and stuff like that. And yeah, stress is so detrimental. And I've had so many people in my life that have severely been unwell, immune, have, had disease and illness due to stress. So that's a big one. And so, yeah, mindfulness, sleeping well, taking time to breathe, breathing exercises, so good for stress.
And I suppose, Melissa, that's where sense of humour and having a bit of a laugh comes into it, doesn't it? You know, that's really so important.
Yeah, having a laugh, not taking things too seriously. Like I said, my uncle, 100 years old, laughs every day. That's his secret to a healthy life. Yeah, not taking things too seriously.
That's awesome.
Like, life's too short.
Yeah,
Exactly right. Number 5 in this wonderful effective and tested ways that can help improve your well-being. Exercise daily. We talked a little bit about that, and Julio is going to demonstrate shortly how to do that dance sort of routine and technique. Shaking Stevens there. Number 6, moving on, stay away from smoking and alcohol. That's an interesting one.
Interesting one. Yeah. I mean, I do. Yeah, don't smoke. But yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, occasional bit of the wine, don't mind. But yeah, I guess that all contributes, right? Like it will, like, you know, anxiety, depression, definitely can be caused by too much alcohol consumption, and you know, then it sort of. Yeah. So yeah, just try to, I guess, balance life with those things. Probably important.
Awesome. Very good. And so 7, Mark, did you want to say something?
Oh, I was just wondering whether Julio had given up smoking yet. Have you given up smoking yet, mate?
Me? No. I still have the occasional puff once in a while. And continue.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So our top 7 around 7, final one, number 7, be social as much as you can. I think that's really important. Being social, Marissa.
100%. Yeah, I would honestly say that's, you know what, I was thinking about this the other day. When I'm not, like I just spent the weekend, I just sort of had a bit of a chill weekend. My friends went away, but I'm like, no, I'm going to stay home. And after a few days, I was like, okay, I need to socialize. I think like having a community, and that's also really important with like longevity as well. Like people around you, not being isolated, having community. Yeah, so socialization is absolutely important, 100%.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Social without the media mark. Well,
thanks, Julio. But hey, listen, I think that people have actually become less social post the pandemic. Would you say that they got used to staying home, and some people haven't actually decided to go out yet?
Yeah, I know that is the case. I'll be honest, I have, especially with like work. I mean, I work from home 3 days a week, but I mean, I love the social aspect of coming to the office. But yeah, a lot of people are just used to their own sort of space, but it's also like affected a lot of mental health. I know my friends that are high school teachers and primary school teachers have said that that isolation has caused just so many issues in the schooling system as well. So I think it's getting better, but yeah, the pandemic had a lot of implications for sure. Yeah, so hopefully we can get a bit more social.
Well, that's it. That wraps up our top 7 around 7 here on the Paul, Mark and Tech Guy. We'll be back straight after this quick break with Marissa, Mark, and the Tech Guy. We've got Mark's rant coming up around the corner, brand new segment. So we're looking forward to that little chilling little episode there. Mark, are you ready to go? I think you're nearly ready.
I'm ready to go, mate. Yeah, ready to go. Yes.
All right,
so we're going for
we'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
What song we got, mate? What song is it?
We've got UB40.
UB40. Okay, all right. Well,
yeah, do you know
you listen to UB40, and I'm going to talk to my good friend Marissa because it's good to get to know her. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we'll be right back after this here on 98.9 Northwest FM.
Thanks, mate. Well, how are you feeling, Julio? A bit worried about you, mate.
Oh, I am now. I've got a lot of things to do. I'm not very good with the sleep, so I've got to take that one. Eating, my balance is all over the place.
Oh no! What about
exposure to sunlight?
The diet that Marissa was talking about, you are nowhere near. I mean, you go on these stupid diets where all you eat is meat.
That's right.
I mean, that's the opposite to a Mediterranean diet.
That's true.
No. I've heard good things about. I know people that have gone on the carnivore diet and have actually had a lot of benefits from that as well. So I don't know. It's all, I don't know. Like you can sort of take what you want from, a few things. But whatever works for you, I think is important.
All right.
That's true.
Well, what does work for you, Julio? What do you think is going to work for you, mate?
Me, probably samba, maybe.
I think.
Yeah, I think he is a bit excited about that, Marissa. The Zumba classes. I don't know what excites him more. Is it getting dressed up, Julio, or shaking your hips, or what's the bit that really appeals to you?
Probably the shaking my hips. My wardrobe's not exactly the best ever. I'm a pretty cash person, so gotta get used to that bit. But probably just moving around. That sounds really good. So
I
yeah,
think so. You need to put some. It's all about the bling, the diamonds. It's a very. I think you're gonna like it. We go to Brazil.
Okay.
We're going to Brazil next year in February for Carnival. So
wow.
After the show, I highly recommend look at Brazil Rio Carnival, and you will love it. You will love it.
I can imagine Julio going there. I mean, especially if he gets dressed up and he starts moving those hips, it's going to be very popular.
Yeah. Moving from there, yes.
We talk about Julio, but what about do you know, do you do a bit of dance? A bit of samba?
Don't do too much of that. I'm sort of not that way, but I don't mind a bit of dancing, but I'm not doing I haven't done too much of that, but maybe I could learn a little bit off Julio once he gets the knack of it.
That's true. I could start showing you around.
That's so nice.
No, look, I do think music, dance, eating well, exercise, it all sounds good, doesn't it? You know, it's just how do you get it? And you're working full time, I gather, so it's a bit of a balance. So time management must be a big part of this.
It's 100%. It's just like making time for what's important. So I get up pretty early. I get up about 5:30. I make sure I go to the gym. It's just non-negotiables for me. Like my samba, my dancing is non-negotiable. Like 4 times a week, I'm at my training. There's just nothing that can stop me, you know. So it's just like I schedule everything in. I've got a planner, my diaries, my Google Calendar. I've got everything in. So like those things are so important to my health, and therefore they're a non-negotiable, and I have to do them. Do you know what I mean? So planning is important.
And also good motivation helps you actually do it.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. And sometimes you get those weeks, you know what I mean? You get those times. There's lots of times where I'm just like, nah, I'm not having it today. But I'm usually like, yeah, you know what? This is important. If I don't do it, I see my mental health suffer, and therefore it's like I can't go back to what it was. I have to keep going. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, there you go. It's good. It's good stuff having you on the radio tonight, and and also on Facebook. We haven't heard from our friends a bit lately, so it'd be good to hear from our listeners for this next bit. The 7 and 7 was really good, and we've got the rant coming up. Then we've got the tech guy part. So still a heap more to come on the show, Julio. Eh?
It is. It's pretty good. It's been a good show, actually. It's been a good entertainment.
I must say, mate, you didn't say much about Anzac Day. We didn't lose to the Pies, the old Bombers, so that was good. And your team obviously struggling a lot. Now,
Yes.
But Paul wants to go back to the studio now. But who do you break for, Marissa? Bombers as well. Yeah, that's great. We all love the Bombers here on the show. We're trying to convince Julio to bag for the Bombers too, but Paul's the Bomber.
That's it.
Nice, Paul.
So it was good, the Anzac Day, wasn't it, Paul? He's not listening to us, but Paul, what do you feel about Anzac Day?
Yeah, we're back in 98.9 Northwest FM.
Oh, hang on.
Paul, Mark, and the tech guy, and we've got the guys back in Facebook land on the stream. Hey, welcome back. I noticed you guys were really deep in conversation at this bit where you're picking on Julio about the whole dancing routine.
We're actually asking you a question about Anzac Day, mate. Did you enjoy Anzac Day? Because actually it's your birthday, Anzac Day, and the Bombers, at least they didn't lose for you.
Well, mate, they obviously drew against the very untalented Collingwood. Marissa, do you follow the football? AFL?
Yeah, I'm a Essendon supporter.
Oh, hallelujah. There you go. What can I say? But look, good game. A great result. Obviously, we drew. It was better than losing. As one Collingwood supporter said to me, well, it's better than losing by 1, so we drew. It was a good day of celebration and a good win for the Bombers, for sure. Did you enjoy it, Marcus?
Yeah, no, it was good, mate. Good to hear we had the win, and good to have the win, and fantastic, mate. Fantastic. So really awesome. Good. Now we're up to my part of the show, mate, because I don't want to take over, but I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we're going to take over, mate. Let me just do a quick intro. Tech guy, you ready to roll? You ready to go on this one?
Ready
This
to
is
roll.
a new segment called Mark's Rant.
Oh,
You'll
mate,
love
he's
it.
doing well with the videos tonight. The old Julio, the tech man, fantastic, buddy. Julio, before I start my rant, I've got one question for you, mate, because on the way over here, I had an itchy foot. And I was in the car, and I thought, well, how am I going to scratch my foot while I'm driving? So I had to take my shoe off, scratch the foot, and then it was all okay. And I just was wondering, why do you itch in life? What would make my foot itch for no reason? I'm just driving the car, it starts itching. Why does it itch?
Oh, it's simple because you're not doing samba, so you're not doing any dancing, you're not moving your
Come
legs.
on,
So
Marissa,
so-
I can't give you a straight answer. Why do people itch? What makes people itch? Like, where does that come from?
Question. I've never
Come
thought
on,
about
Paul. Well, do you know, Paul,
Well,
why we itch?
Well, look, I'd say it's you haven't washed your socks enough, probably consistently enough.
it.
All right. Well, I'll leave you that question, Julio, and I'll need an answer from you next week on the show. Why people
right.
itch? What causes people to itch? It just seems a stupid thing to itch because there's no reason for it itching, and then you itch it and it goes away. And So anyway, that's my first little bit of my rant is about wondering why we itch. Okay.
Very itch.
And I want
Well,
an
we
answer
should
off
ask
you, Julio,
Dr.
right?
Carl.
We should ask Dr. Carl.
Dr. Carl.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
Now,
I might
look, I'm a bit
put that in there.
I'm a bit annoyed tonight, guys. I must admit, I'm very annoyed, all right? Because someone told me, Mark, if you walk over 10,000 steps a day, it doesn't matter what you eat, right? That's what they said. It doesn't matter what you eat if you go over 10,000 steps a day, right? So I had a big week eating last week, but I walked over 10,000 steps every day last week, every day. And I put on 2 kilos. I mean, what's going on, Melissa? I mean, that's unheard of.
What are you eating? I think that's the question.
Ooh, yes.
But that's what the advice I was given, Mark. If you walk,
Check it out. Do it again.
I was given this advice: if you walk over 10,000 steps a day, it doesn't matter what you eat, and I followed that advice. And you get given wrong advice in life. It's terrible, you know.
So I would like to just jump in there, mate. Can you put up that photo, Mark? Tell us how many items you ate from that photo last week. How many items?
Mate, they all look. Gee, look at those donuts and those chips. It's the chips I think that get me, Marissa. The chips are really hard not to get. A bit of pizza there, and hang on, there's a bit of chocolate.
That's it. But
all I'm saying is you can't listen to all advice you get in life, can you?
No, absolutely not. I mean, that's not the best advice, I would say. But congratulations for walking 10,000 steps a day. It's pretty good.
Well done.
That's it.
Hey,
Well,
that's awesome.
Well, I just wanted to share that. I'm really upset about that advice I got. And, you follow advice, end up 2 kilos heavier. And now, here's some more.
There you go. Good luck.
Well, there you go, boys. That's my rant for today. Why do we itch? And watch what advice you get in life, all right? Because you can't listen to every advice you get off people, all right?
Yeah, exactly right. What's Tanner saying? French food.
Dear, man.
Mark, maybe because you think because you're walking every day 10,000 steps a day, then you're thinking you can eat more. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe it's that thing where, if you work out a lot and then you're like, I better double my intake of food. So you're probably, maybe that.
I hit you on something. I think doing all that walking made me hungry. So if I don't do any walking, maybe I'll lose weight that way.
I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, keep busy. Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly. 100%.
That's right, mate.
100%.
Well, that's my little rant for tonight, mate. And love your Julio on the video. And you could see that I was running. People think I don't run, and there's evidence I do run. Hey?
That's it. That's it. You run to your rant. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Right. Right. I love that. Yeah, I've never seen you run so fast, mate. That's sensational.
No, so yeah.
All right, thanks. Mark's rant. Another one for another week. Sensational. Look forward to next week. And it's now time as we sort of draw close to our evening show with Paul Mark and Tech Guy here on 98.9 Northwest FM. I really encourage you, listeners, if you are on 989, jump onto Facebook, check us out, and you can also jump on also to YouTube and see the show post sort of like event, our podcast sort of series as well. But it's now time for the very awesome, and I need to do the drum roll for this one. It's the Tech Guy.
Yes, my show. So now my show is basically based on Mark at the moment because he's going on this bit of a hike to his favourite location, Laura Pinta, to the Trek Trail.
Nice.
Now he's also been discussing with me how am I going to do this all day. He's been asking for advice, and I thought, as a tech guy, let's bring in some tech advice. So here you go, Mark. For start off with, you can actually get one of these 4-wheel electric drivers. They'll probably suit you quite well.
Sit you down the ground.
It's actually carries a lot of weight. There's a 250k, so it doesn't matter if you 10,000 k's it goes over or not. You can actually meet the requirements. Or
Looks good,
you
mate.
can go for your 4-wheel track bike.
Yes.
Just for you, and I could just imagine you going down a hill. That's going from there. But of course, you always ask me about actually the walking bit. So, we've got these new ideas for you that you can hop onto. So you've got the spacewalkers, which you can get now.
Love it.
Oh, I love that.
There you go.
That sounds exactly how I'm going to get up those mountains, Julio. I need some help getting up the mountains. So that's fantastic. And for those that don't know, I'm actually going to do the Larapinda Trail on the 24th of July, walking up all those mountains over 4 days. So I'm going to need your support in more ways than one. I was trying to get Julio to carry me up there, but he was not coming. So let's try and walk up there. But at least Julio's trying to find me a machine that's going to get me up the mountain. So thanks, Julio. I'm going to really need that. But I'm working for Big Brothers Big Sisters, which is a mentoring program helping young people. So I'll appreciate your support. I'll be sharing a bit more about that in the next few weeks.
Wow.
That is awesome, Marcus. That is awesome.
Great.
Yeah, we need to keep up to date. You do some treks like that, Marissa?
No, that's amazing. Oh my god.
Where are you going then? You're going.
Larapinda, it's in Alice Springs. And I tell you a true story, Marissa. I had the option to do 2 fundraisers. One was called 3 Peaks. And I thought, no, I don't want to do 3 Peaks because that's climbing mountains. And then they said the next one's in the desert. I thought, that sounds good. That's going to be flat. So we'll go that way. And then they showed me the pictures of it. Julio, put that picture up again. And it's all mountains. It's mountains. It's across McDonald's Ranges. I thought, oh, no.
No.
I think Tina's right there, Julio, that Marissa needs to take my place.
To go.
Marissa, yeah, that's true.
Oh, no, go as well.
Far out. I don't know if I've got it in. That's pretty good, Mark. I mean, do you hike? Is this a
I'm taking him. I'm training him up. So at the moment he's doing his little walks. So we're up to 400-meter climb. So we'll see go from there. He needs to get up to 800.
That's so impressive.
Wow.
Thank you.
800.
So we haven't done it yet. I think I could be dreaming, Marissa. I might not be able to get up anything, but Julio's my trainer. He's my coach. He's not doing a great job just between you and me, but anyway, we'll see how he goes.
You got up to the last hill, all right? You did the last hill was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, we did too, yeah.
What was the peak? What was the height there, Julio?
There was 210 meters full height. That was pretty strenuous one.
Well, that's pretty good, Julio, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's impressive. Was that all that sugar from the doughies, KFCs, chips, all that sort of stuff?
That's it. Yeah, that's right. It's amazing what happens when you dangle something in front of Mark.
Stop for a break. Don't have a Kit Kat. There you go.
That's it.
Oh, mate. Well, it's been an amazing time with Marissa tonight. Great having you on the show. Really, really good.
Thanks, boys. It was so fun. It was really fun. You guys are awesome.
No, thank you. Thank you for joining us this evening. Just to frame up, just to give us 1 point. What's your sort of like leading, tip for our listeners, Marissa, this evening on your way as we close the show on your Get Healthy? What's your one statement that you'd love people to remember you?
Oh, it's so hard. Keep laughing, keep dancing, and don't take life too seriously. It's too short.
Awesome. How good is that?
Yes, that's good.
Well, and any chance, Julio, on the way, and Marissa on the way out, we just do a little bit of a dance because Tina reckons it's been a great show, so that's good. So Maybe we should do a bit of this dancing.
Thanks, Tina.
Come on, Julio, once you get up, mate, I want to see those hips.
Do it.
Oh, no, I'll just go down to the
mate.
chair. There you go. I'm going to organise some music for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
think
need
get rid
some-
of it. That's it.
That's it.
Good
That's
job.
it.
All right,
I'll see
well,
you on at Samba. Can't
That's
wait.
it.
Guys dancing.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening, Mr. Marissa. I'm getting all tongue-tied there. Pagliarello. Thank you so much for joining us and talking everything healthy, getting right, getting our mindset right. We're looking forward to the dancing session. We're looking forward to seeing you at Larapinga. Marcus, well done. Great to have you obviously in the chair, and also the tech guy, Mr. Julio. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. It's all also great. So just one word from you, Marcus. Mark, what's the frame for next week, or what's the word to say goodbye to the team, to our wonderful listeners here at 98.9 Northwest FM, and also Facebook Land, YouTube, podcast, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I'm not going to listen to people's advice, but I'm going to listen to Marissa's advice. I'm going to try and do a bit of dancing, laughing, and also check out the Mediterranean so I can find some food.
Yes.
There you go.
I love it. That's awesome, mate. Well, thanks so much, Julio. Great work, mate.
Yep.
And we'll look forward to seeing you next week, mate.
Yes, that'd be great. Again, like the usual.
All right, mate. Well, stick around here on 98.9 Northwest FM. There's lots more coming up after this, music on the hour, and lots more programming here at 98.9 Northwest FM. See you next week, and
Thanks,
stay safe. Bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Good to have you.